All right, welcome back to the Personal Health Care Reform Talk Show. I'm your host, Clint Peapoy, the health engineer, and today, you saw him on the very first video going up the stairs. This is my partner, Ray, Mr. Ray Edwards, on ABC, Ray Edwards. You can thank your mom for that.
Up and down those stairs so much, I'm trying to remember what day that really was. But because I travel up and down those stairs every day, a couple of times, what day that was?
It's a Saturday, like, weeks ago. Yeah.
I think it's Saturday. Yeah. You ever seen the Groundhog Day?
Oh, yeah.
That's my life.
Yeah, I know.
Every day was Saturday.
I see his life every day. Everybody else sees his life on Instagram and everything else. And I see the behind the scenes of this wild, crazy life.
At some point in time, it's going to all make sense, though. I keep telling everybody.
Yeah.
It's a balance. It's a balance. If I do a whole lot now, hopefully, that means I have to do nothing before I die.
Pretty much.
What's that? That's your take.
Yeah, the funny side joke is we're not ever going to stop.
Yeah. Because the sad part is I find myself, if I do get a day to do nothing,
You do something.
I do something.
Yeah.
It's doing nothing is probably the worst thing I could possibly do. So yeah.
Yeah, because if you do that, he ends up on Sims building houses.
You know what's crazy? Building houses on the Sims has allowed me to properly build houses in real life.
Yeah.
Because you get to practice decorating on a video game, and then when you get an opportunity to decorate a house or a gym or anything like that, it's like, I did this. The blueprints are on this video game.
Yeah, but anyway, if anytime you visit here, like all the decorations, pictures,
Yeah.
I just made sure this was lined up nice and pretty. It was
Yeah. He pretty much takes care of the equipment part, and I take care of the homie part. So it works. It works out perfect.
Yeah, so for everybody out there, of course, this is the version 3.0 of the gym so far that we're building out. So I want you to talk to everybody about, since we deal with a lot of athletes, a lot of student athletes, a lot of high school, college athletes, and there's wild, crazy stuff going on like NIL deals. Everything's changed from high school on up. I want to give everybody some insights from us who works with the athletes and the parents, by the way.
Parents on board.
And parents. So I want to talk mostly to the parents about the role of the parents for the student athletes at the junior high school and college collegiate level, because they're very different.
Mm-hmm.
What the parent needs to do for themselves, for the athletes, for us, right? Before we do that, give everybody just a quick rundown, quite literally a rundown, pun intended, rundown on your background.
Okay, so I am one of the fastest people in history on certain levels. No, I'm not in the same boat, but I was in the same boat for a record race. I do hold, this is funny, I do hold the second most USA championships in track and field history appearances. There's only one person that has appeared at more track and field USA championships than me. Which you and for us, people understand USA championships for us it's Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
So it's like I've been or NBA finals. I've been to the second most NBA finals that everybody's ever been to, or the second most Super Bowls in history.
Yeah, because there's more than just the Olympics that happens every year.
Exactly.
There's races that happen every year,
Mhm.
and that would be one of them.
And coincidentally, you know who actually has the most?
Is it
Mike.
Mike?
Yeah. Mike is my best friend. So Mike actually has both. I mess with him because I tell him the only reason why you have more than me is because I left with Nigeria. And when I went to Nigeria, when I did that, those 4 years would have made me #1 in America. But he was able to sustain it. So yes, I also was phenom and junior. I was the LeBron James of track and field. Back in high school, those days, I was #1 when I was 19 in the entire world, the 200, #2 in the 100. I had the treadmill record 25.3 miles per hour for a while.
It's on YouTube, by the way.
Yeah, it's on
It's
YouTube.
actually on our YouTube channel for.
I had that record until people started making treadmills to go fast. Now it's like a cheat code. So now I got to take it past the time. So yeah, I've done a whole lot of track and field, football. I mean, it's funny because football is my first love. It was the first thing I thought I was going to do, but track and field ended up, taking away of that. So yeah, of course I've won.
Yeah, just well, you transitioned from wide receiver to track and field.
Yeah, well, it's weird because I did track and field to get faster for football. And then I ended up finding out I was really fast. We knew I was fast at football, but then we found out I was really fast. And then I started getting too fast. And the faster I got, the further away football became. So that's my quick rundown real fast.
Yeah, plus the coach was like, hey, how would you like to run fast and not get hit and you still make money?
Yeah, they got me. They got me with that. They got me. Mm-hmm. But then I think back, like, I probably should have got hit a couple times. Maybe it made a little bit more money.
Yeah. And you also, I want to give everybody one insight on this. So you had a little stint in the U.S. military as well.
Yep.
And you literally got run out of the military because of your speed.
Same reason why. Yeah. So they gave me an honorable discharge, actually. I joined the military during the summer of 2001 because, of course, I wanted to, have that background. So I took a semester off of college after my freshman year. Me and my dad talked about my dad's a top sergeant. So he was like, you just go through the summertime, do your basic training, and then sit out the first semester, which is fall semester, no track going on, and then do your AIT and schooling. And then come December, you graduate right after January. So I did that and became a reservist because, for one, my dad wanted me to have those same credentials and background. So that worked out for me. Then it also became pretty cool to be one of the few people to represent the country as, from the Olympic side of it in sports and from the military side of it. So to wear the USA jersey on two poles was pretty cool. But yeah, I had got activated for the war in Afghanistan in 2006. And because, I'm not infantry in the military, I pretty much, my MOS then was 77 Whiskey, which is 92 Whiskey now, which is for water purification. If you ever seen the movie Polly Short in the Army now, that's me. So it's part of what it was, so they was like, bro, we don't really need you to go over here. You run fast. If we send you over here, you're just a water boy. So literally they gave me an honorable discharge so that I didn't have to go to war because it was like, you can just go run for our country. Because over there, we're going to pay you to give people water.
Plus, you outran somebody, but
Well,
and he wasn't happy about that.
Yeah, that's what happened. And the sad part about it is it was on accident. It was competitive nature because one of the drill sergeants from another platoon had heard about me. And me, I'm a humble guy, but at every workout, I'm a killer because I was already number one in the world before I went to the military. So when I was there, everything they gave me, I would just kill it and I would crush it. And so anytime we have like speed days, I would just be my normal self in it. But what happened was it started hitting the whole force. There's this guy who's like super fast. But there was a drill sergeant who was supposed to be the fast drill sergeant ever. So he came to me one day. I thought I was in trouble. He came to me one day in the mess hall. And he was like, "You Edwards?" And I was like, "Yes." He was a drill sergeant in platoon. He was like, "They said you fast." And I was like, "I'm okay." I already knew at that point. I knew what was going on. I'm okay. He was like, "All right, I'll see you out tomorrow morning at 05." What? What do you mean? I see you tomorrow morning. So what they set up was they set up races between us and their platoon. And then, of course, I dusted everybody then. So that drill sergeant was like, "Okay, I'm going to see then." And so the drill sergeant lined up next to me. Then both platoon just stopped. It's funny because anytime, it's almost like God crunches me on purpose. Anytime I have to race a civilian, I always slip. Literally every time. So, of course, I slipped. He took off. And then it was only racing for like 50 yards. I slipped, he took off. I ran next to him, I looked at him, and then this part got me in trouble because I patted him on the back and kept going. And then so as soon as he got there, it was like, he was out of breath and he was like, "Drop." And I was like, "Oh, no problem." But everybody, all the soldiers was like just jumping up and down and like, you know how it is in the military. It's one of those times to where we got the last laugh as soldiers because I got to outdo the drill sergeant.
We're in trouble.
Yeah, we're in trouble for the joke.
We're gonna take it.
We're gonna take it though. We're gonna take all, and then of course they smoked everybody. And military smoking in the car, pushed up. They smoked everybody because everybody kept cheering and But then it was the next day. The drill sergeant came and found me again, and he was like, "That's very impressive." And then after that, that's when they pretty much did their research on me because they was like, "There's no way this guy's normal." And a week later, they gave my walking papers. After I beat drill sergeant, they was like,
did he get super serum that we don't know about? No, he's just a genetic freak.
That's all. Pretty much that. Pretty much that.
Just go run for the U.S. and make us proud.
Yeah. They're like, well, at least you still doing something for the country, so go do that. Don't be over there beating up on drill sergeants and quitter.
Yeah, we got plenty of water boys, and we don't need one that's beating up on us. So back to the regular story, people. So let's start with junior high and high school athletes, because we deal with a lot of them. There's a lot of growth progress in every respect with them, not just the height, but mental and everything else. And also the parents, because, well, if y'all don't know, Dallas is a highly competitive when it comes to sports and when it comes to youth sports, because they're pro level by the time they're freshman.
Before they even get to the high school.
Yeah. So let's give everybody some thoughts on progress for athletes, because I've talked about this a few times, which is their number one job is to grow. Mm-hmm. It's to grow, right, and mature and everything else, and so pushing them to the brink of failure is just ridiculous because you're breaking everything. Mm-hmm. So what do parents really need to know about that? And then what do athletes need to know about that for themselves as well when they're faced with the situation of, I have a coach that is pushing me beyond. Mm-hmm. How do I address that? How do the parents address that? And how do maybe other coaches address parents that want them pushing their kids way beyond what they should be getting pushed in an effort to make them grow?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you consider Tom Brady one of the greatest football players ever?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Did you consider, just no disrespect to anybody out there, do you consider Johnny Manziel one of the greatest quarterbacks ever? Johnny Football.
Yeah. No, but he was highly talented.
Okay, so watch this right here. Johnny Football went through everything that you're saying. Parents did this count, that count, this count, that count, this count, that count. Burnt out.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Brady. Nobody even heard of him. Mm-mm. Do the same thing with myself. The reason why I was so great and the reason why I was able to make all those championships was because by the time I became a pro, I was still learning, and my body was still learning. So it gave me the longevity in the career because the clock started later. And this is the thing I try to explain to all athletes. It does not matter if it's football, basketball, track and field, baseball, softball, whatever it is. The moment you take it serious with your body, your clock starts.
Yep.
And what I mean by that is the moment you're playing football and you're doing football 7-on-7 and camps, your clock is now started. It started because your body hasn't had a chance to ever settle down. If you're doing soccer and it's soccer season and then it's club soccer and all that, your clock is started. If you're doing baseball and it's year-round, your clock is started.
Yeah.
Because your brain is sending signals over and over and over and over again at the exact same signals that it's sending to you for those movements. So neurologically, your body is like, okay, well, I guess this is what I'm gonna do. Once it starts to do that, now the actual growth phase, it's shortened because now your body can't spend time recovering and learning and growing. And the thing I try and tell athletes all the time is your body needs to repair itself after it's done anything. If it's spending more time repairing itself, then it's spending less time growing itself. So now when it needs itself, 23, 24, when it matters, it's burnt out.
It's dead. It's gone.
It's done.
You're 45 years old.
Completely done.
In a 20-year-old body.
Completely done. So the thing that I've tried to teach, even via my show Race Take to is the exact same thing. manage your clock appropriately, meaning you need to rest. The body has to rest. If you look at least from my generation, majority of all of the great athletes, they were great because they became great. They didn't enter into it like, I'm great now. Well, if you're great now, you only got here to go. You can't go up no more.
Oh yeah, that's like the kid that's the absolute star player in like 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade.
Yeah.
And then they're not even playing ball anymore by the time they're senior because they are wrecked. Or they topped out too soon because they had already grown, they reached full maturity. They were an early bloomer, which made them so good in the first place. And then done by, I love the Tom Brady story because I love watching Tom Brady for multiple respects. But mostly because he had zero respect going in.
Exactly.
No respect coming out of college, no respect going into the pros. And then next thing you know, top NFL quarterback, still playing until he was 45-ish. And still he can throw a ball. Still.
Yeah. Still, he was supposed to learn the game.
Oh, yeah.
And the other thing that I'll say for the next segment, I try and get parents and athletes to understand. You take your car to a mechanic for a reason. You get the oil check, you need to get the oil change, whatever. When it comes to that car, you're gonna listen to the mechanic. Whatever mechanic says is what you're gonna do. You would never pick up your phone and call the baseball coach and ask the baseball coach about your car. He don't know nothing about it. The thing I try to explain to them is there's no knock on coaches when it comes to weightlifting, training, and stuff like that. It's the exact same thing. Unless that coach is actually certified as a personal trainer, has a background kinesiology, it is no disrespect that they don't know what they're doing. And it's like, I know how to change the oil. But that means I know what I'm doing. I might leave a bolt off or I might leave a pan off, but I know how to do it. Like, you should change the oil. The mechanic is, I know how to do this and I know where you're going to mess up at. So the thing I try to tell parents is, don't get mad at the coaches, because a lot of parents come to me and they be like, man, this coach did this coach did this coach did that. I'm mad at this coach. You can't get mad at somebody who they don't know. So when the coaches are giving these kids these crazy workouts, it's not the workout, okay? Stay away from Olympic lifts. But it's not the workouts, it's the people who are giving the workouts. So my thing, like I always tell parents right here, don't get mad at the coaches, understand it. And then understand you need somebody like a Clint. You need somebody like a Ray so that we can go in and correct it. So when they do go to the coach, can't tear it up.
Yeah.
If you bring me your car first, Ray, let me change the oil. You can do the dipstick all day long. You can't mess that up. That's kind of like how I like working with you. If you bring them to us first, we can change the oil. The coach just dipstick now. He can't mess it up. So
it's like a race team, okay? You've got the coach there, okay? You got the person that's running the race team, right? You got the driver, which is the athlete, and then you got the mechanics that keep that car running really well. Okay, and keep the driver running really well. All the coach has to do is the strategy of the race. I need you to do this, right? And then let the driver drive. Because that's what they do is they drive. As long as they can drive well and they have a really good car. It's been maintained really well by the mechanics.
By the mechanic.
By the mechanics. For the coaches out there, we want to help you win, okay? This is my Jerry Maguire moment. Help us help you, okay? Help us help you. Because this way, you don't have to worry about all this stuff back here. Don't worry. We take care of that. You send the athletes to people like us. We send them back to you, and you win. Hopefully. If you have
so far, you've had 100% success rate with that.
Oh, yeah, 100.
Yeah,
unless a coach bites back and punishes their people for training with us.
Yeah, then it's not.
I'm not going to name any names, but there have been some coaches that have punished athletes for working with us because
and then
that's not my program.
Yeah, it's craziness. But anyway.
Yeah, so, don't you want to win? That's what you're paid for.
But then you know what? I'm telling you this story real fast. I met one of the smartest coaches about 3 years ago. Smartest coach I ever came across. Now I've came across a whole lot of coaches. Smartest coach I ever came across, okay? I was training some athletes, and he was a ninth grade track coach, football coach, but also, track stuff. He found out about it. So him, some parents, we met, and then he was like, the parents was like, you mind if Roy help? And then he was like, here's why he's the smartest track coach ever. He emailed me, like, so what do you think we should do, Ray? So I emailed him back. I said, well, here's what I would do if I was you this week. He responded back with, okay. The next week, what you got to do? Okay. He did that for the entire track season, and it was his first track season. Guess what? Whole team went to state. Now, hold on, though. Whole team went to state. They all PR'd. People who wasn't even good made the finals. It was their ninth grade year. That coach, at that point, all those athletes went up a level, and then the next coach didn't do that. The next coach completely fought against me. And then every one of them got slower and injured. That's why he was smart as coach, because Ray was just in the background. Clay was just in the background. But at his school, he looked like the man, because he looked like a god. He was walking around happy too, and that's like we try to tell coach, like, be smarter than that. Like, we can't take the credit. You're the one that's at the school. When you go to state, whatever it is, they're gonna look at you. They're not gonna look at us.
Yeah, we get to it. They don't even know who we are.
Exactly. You get all the credit. So
we won't even talk about it.
This ego stuff. But that was just that. Yeah.
So there's junior high school. Okay, your job as a parent is to allow your kid to mature to what they're doing, and just let them play and have fun with it until it gets real. Because when it gets real, like Ray said, the clock starts, and they've only got so much play time. They've only got so much pro athlete time, because the lifespan of a pro athlete is, man,
They know what sport it is.
yeah, it's 10 years tops for the most part on any sport, unless you're Tom Brady,
Or Ray Edwards.
or Ray Edwards, or Jerry Rice, or
Yeah. Very few of us have been able to make it to that decade.
oh yeah, and like if they do actually make it pro in a sport, 3 years. If they're lucky, they'll make 3 years. If they're really lucky, and yeah, so which is why we tell them what's your plan? What's your real plan A to do? Because sports ain't it. What do you really want to do in life? And then if you make it as more strength, you still got like 3 to 10 years, and then you got everything else, which is why Ray had the I'm going to be a trainer and train people plan.
Exit strategy.
Oh yeah.
Complete exit strategy. I knew it's weird, because I had an exit strategy when I went in, because my mom, she was just like this. She was like, you're not going to be pro level, so you better have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
That's what she always said. So for me, I had the exit strategy as soon as I became professional athlete. Like, look, as soon as Nike signed me, I literally already knew that this is what I was going to do when it was over with. So, but going back to the junior high and high school kids, now it's a little different, because you got to take other things into consideration. Meaning, do I really want to go pro? Because right now, NIL is just as good as pro.
Yeah, I was about to. That's a great segue, because that's where we were headed in NIL. Because that NIL is going to set up more college athletes to retire early and do something else with their lives, because they're going to come out of school rich, or they're going to come out really broken poor, because they're going to spend all of it. Yeah, there's that piece of it. Or they'll try to do the really crazy thing and do the portal transfer and get stuck in the portal forever, and
That's happened to you.
and die a horrible death athletically. We had one of ours that almost did that, and luckily did not. And now he's number one, top ranked at his college, his position right now.
Well, no, we had a couple of
We had told, but yeah. One of them is at SMU was a really big, I mean, he almost made a huge mistake.
He almost left.
Yeah.
What's her name? She almost switched from Louisville too.
Oh yeah.
But she decided to stay. So
Yeah. So for the college athletes out there, some really good words of advice, because you had a wild college career hopping around. They have you to blame for this, actually.
Yeah,
Sort of. Because you had your own coach.
Yeah.
With you going to college.
Yeah.
He's a trendsetter, by the way. You don't even know. It's like 10, 15, 20 years ago, he set the trend for what you're seeing now. It's his fault.
Literally. But then it backfired because they fired him after that. But no, so I tell people that's around town, like I really truly was the LeBron James coming, like every school wanted me, like every single, people think I'm kidding, I say this like, and me and my mom, like we lived in the country, like just from the airport to my mom's house was an hour and a half. TCU, Tennessee, Florida, did not matter. She made everybody come to that house like to meet me. Every school wanted me. Every single school wanted me. Okay. Now I guess I can tell this now. It is what it is, whatever. But so I remember Texas Tech, which I ended up going to. They came to Kansas City to visit some other athletes. You know, it was almost like the coach. He was just honored to meet Ray Elton because everybody knows who I am. Like everybody, every track goes on. He can't get a Ray Elton, though. It's like I don't have the facilities for a Ray Elton. I don't have nothing for a Ray Elton. Like this dude, he going to Tennessee. So I played the ego card, and it was more of an ego card to let you know how far away I was from coming to your school, how much I would never come to your school. I was like, well, I mean, my coach, he looking for a job. So if y'all actually hired him, I'd come down there. I'm saying this. I'm like, I'm never gonna go to Texas Tech. Like I'm right now over there. I'm not going to Texas Tech. So this is October, and I remember my coach. He was looking for jobs, different schools, and then lo and behold, the next week he said, "Ray," I said, "What's up?" He said, "I got a job at Texas Tech." I said, "You shitting me?" I literally like, I'm sorry, but I like, you shitting me? They gave you a job for real? He was like, yeah, but he didn't know that I had said that though. He had no clue, and I was like, well, you kidding me? Wow. So he got the job, and then after that, I got a call, go get me. And he was like, Ray, so you want to come down with us?
This is the country because I'm loving.
You want to come down for a
Texas
visit?
Tech land.
I say, man, I guess I'll come down for a visit. The worst visit of my life. Like, here I am. I don't went to Tennessee. I don't went to Harvard. I don't went to Mississippi State. I don't went to Dago LSU. I don't went to USC. These are schools that I went to and they just showed me the campuses. And now I'm at Texas Tech. You cannot compete. Lo and behold, they hired the poster. And so when I got there, I was really one of those NIL type kids. I knew I was going pro. Like that was my whole thing. So even when I went to practice, I didn't practice I practiced during the hours, but they were on workouts. He wrote my workouts. He gave me workouts. The rest of the team did their thing. I would go to the meetings, the weight room. When they would go to the weight room, I go to the weight room later. So I was that on my way pro athlete. So yeah, that's kind of, and then after I left, he was there for another year and then they let him go.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so goes the life of Ray, which has been really, really fun.
It's been a roller coaster.
Right, little sidestep segue. So for all the athletes, high school athletes, college athletes too, but really high school and junior high, there's an app out there called Winning Your Way. Cynthia Deck put it together. She's awesome, by the way. Get that app and use it because it's going to save your athletic career and save your butt. And it's going to help you make sure that you get the right deal for you for NIL, get to the right high school, the right college for you with the right coach because it matters. This way you can have a good college career, make some money, go pro, don't go pro, whatever. But at least you're going to have a good solid base on that. And you'll be smart like this guy here. Well,
I'm intelligent.
Yes.
Well, like
you can make smart decisions. Smart decisions. Like this guy here. So when you come out, you're not a broke ex-athlete. You're somebody that was an athlete that's doing other stuff and creating cool stuff like having your own gym and your own app. Do you want to talk about the app right quick before we get out of here? Or do you get?
If I give them the app, if I talk about the app, they're gonna be like, he really is Black Forest Club. But all right, so let's talk about it. So So here's what I also try and tell athletes. Find the niche in your sport. Find what's stopping you from being great. One of the things that was stopping me from being great was, of course, having proper weight room and stuff like that. Having proper nutritionists, having proper recovery. I had to drive all over town just to go. I would spend more time, and this is me as a professional athlete, I would spend more time as a professional athlete driving from place to place in practice than it would take up my whole day. Literally the whole day, which is why
we have this.
So I was like, when I'm done, I want to create a place to where athletes or regular people one-stop shop. I don't want to take 6 hours out of my day because I got to go here for appointments and driving around when I can knock it out 2 hours in one spot. Then I realized when I was traveling a lot, because I got scoliosis.
Yeah.
So when I was traveling a lot,
Believe me, I know. I have to put it in all the time.
Bad. I was noticing something when I was at home. I would always run faster than I would when I would travel. And I finally figured out the missing piece. And I told my agent, I was like, John, the missing piece is I can't get adjusted. And I need it bad. So he would watch some races. He'd be like, man, Ray, your whole left side dropping. I'm like, that's my short side. My hips are uneven. So what I started having to do was I literally started having to find chiropractors to try and adjust me when I was going to be there. Most chiropractors would not adjust you without an x-ray, the whole works. You got to try it next time. Where how our sport works is if I race in New York on Sunday, I'm flying in on Friday, I'm back out on Monday.
Yep.
So I used to have to get on the internet and search and call chiropractors before I got to like New York, like, hey, can I get in the same day? I got a race on Sunday, and it would be hell. Some places I could, some places I couldn't, some chiropractors would do it, most of them wouldn't. So then I was like, I ended up having a friend who was a chiropractor, and I would make him travel with me. And so I was on his table one day, and I was like, can anybody do this? And he was like, do what? He was like, I was like, can anybody do adjustments like at home? And he was like, yeah, I don't think I travel the table. And I said, I got an idea. I'm going to come back tomorrow and ask you something. And so the next day I was like, I got an idea for an app. And he was like, what, scheduling? I was like, no, I got an idea. I want people to do what you can do, which is chiropractic. I want them to go to houses, gyms, wherever they want to, and I want them to get adjusted there versus them coming to you. And then I never forget it because he was working on me stuff. He was like, let me do some research. Because technically, you gotta have an address in like every state if you're gonna do that as a chiropractor. How the universe works was he came back next day and told me, guess what? Last week the rule changed. And what changed is now you only have to have one address, period. So one hub. So make a long story short, short story long, I created an app for chiropractors and the app acts as Uber. So what you can do is you can get on the app and wherever your location is at, like the whole time we've been sitting here, I could have ordered one and he could have came and adjusted me right here behind us and then left. Yeah. So it's called Go Chiro. And actually it'll be available for the Dallas area, January 2026.
Actually, while you're watching this right now, it's available.
Exactly, baby. I just don't want anybody to use it. Exactly, baby.
Because this show won't go until the end of December, first part of January.
It is ready for you to use right now.
Ready. That's why I wanted to do the segue and do it, because it's already out here, people.
It's out. So check it. You can go down your phone. Download Go Chiro. And no, for real, it works just that way. And your file stays with the chiropractors the entire time. So everything that you got done so if you get adjusted in Dallas, and you hop on a plane on Saturday and you fly to New York. As soon as you get to New York, you can get on the app, Go Chiropractor, come to your hotel, your Airbnb, wherever you're at. I mean, even if it's on the golf course. Long as you got GPS, he or she can come directly to you. It does not matter. You can be stranded in the middle of the woods and fell out of a tree. As long as you got a signal, he will come adjust you from falling out that tree and then go on back about his normal day. It's actually a really damn cool app.
Okay.
When you think about it, like, no, literally, like, you can be at a nightclub and be like, I want to keep dancing. Yeah, meet me in section 5.
Get tracked right in the middle.
Tracked up, middle dance floor. Up, I'm ready to go again. I'm back. See, you got a whole lot. It ain't just for medical. It's a whole lot of stuff too.
Yeah, bonus point for everybody out there, if you don't know, right now, you can actually download your medical records. You can own your medical records now for the first time in like 15, 20
It's funny as
years.
hell because it's yours, but
Yeah, you actually get to own your medical records now. Your doctor, you get to own, you get to keep those on your cell phone and take them with you. So, man, anything else? I think it's about, we covered a lot. We covered a whole lot.
I will say this before we get out of here. Number one thing that I would tell any athlete, junior high, high school, focus on one. And as you focus on that one, make that one be the one that pays you. Meaning, like we tell our parents, you might be paying us this a month, but you're not really paying Red Clint. What you are doing, you are investing so that you don't have to pay for those 4 years. That's why you're here. So as athletes,
Actually, you're investing, so those 4 years are paying you
that's what I'm about to get to.
a lot.
Well, he just said, that was our slogan before NIL. Now that if there's NIL, no, you are investing in us to not only get a scholarship, but also get NIL, which we succeeded with. We know we're not going to do no lane drop, but we actually succeeded with taking somebody who never did a sport and we said, focus on this for the next 4 years. They focused on it for 4 years straight, listened to us. We talked to the parents. The parents was like, are you sure, right? And I was like, trust me. 4 years, after 4 years, well, let me say it right. By his 4th year, he was in the top 5 in America. He signed a 6-figure NIL deal and a scholarship. All because his mom listened. And when I say, I'm not any other parent, no, she listened, like 100%. Like she was in tears with the decision she had to make, but she trusted what I was saying that much to where it's like, what he's been doing since he was a baby, you want me to stop? Trust me, yes. And now, that lady's so happy. Like, everything, I love you, Clint. Oh, man. You want to, listen. It's those type of things that make me feel good, and I'm sure you too.
Oh, yeah.
It's not what we're doing now. It's those stories. It's like, yeah, you might have had us do ABC, but now we have this. And had we not listened to you, we wouldn't have this. But then, vice versa. We have stories to where it's like, we said, don't do A, B, C, D, E. They did tug of war. And then after that, well, the rook broke.
Oh, yeah.
I said, be smart.
Yeah, we don't like those stories. We like to go, we like the good stories. We don't like the bad.
Love the good stories. Love the good
The bad stories are all about learning for everybody.
Love the good stories.
Yeah, so there you go. Junior high school, college, it's all growth until you hit the pro. If they hit pros, if they even want to hit pros, send them to us. If you can't come to us here in Dallas, we know other people around the nation that we can do virtual. We can do virtual. Oh yeah, we can do virtual. Man, January. There's a lot of virtual coming to everybody starting in January. Don't you worry about that. And then Go Chiro, GOCHRYO. I know I misspelled that, but it's a Y7I. Go Chiro, CHYRO. Go Chiro. Download that app. Use it for you and your health. We got some cool stuff coming up on that that we can't talk about yet.
Yeah.
But it's
That's in the next trial.
oh yeah, get you there. Oh, get ready. This is our give back to the entire universe and the world for helping everybody get help that will never have a chance to meet us or work with us. At least we're gonna have that peace forever. And otherwise, man, thanks for coming on. Thanks for being a fantastic, awesome part and asking me out to lunch 8 years ago, saying, "Hey, I got some people who want to like open a gym."
Yeah. I'm not doing it. I don't know nothing about doing it. And here we are. Here we are.
Yeah, sure. Sit down, and that's you haven't seen the half of it yet. It's if you only knew what we got coming.
Well, I'm sure we're gonna do this again.
Yeah. Yes. Stay tuned, because this is the second show we done. Oh yeah, by the way, speaking of stay tuned, if you want track and field stuff,
Race Take.
Race Take on YouTube. You have to watch it live. You have to watch it live. Yeah, number one tracking show on YouTube. You have to watch it live because it only goes live and then it goes back behind the paywall. Pay for it because, man, the info and the comedy.
It's even if you don't do track and field, and because a lot of people have done this, okay, just start watching Race Take. I've converted more people to track and field than I think Christianity has converted to Jesus Christ. It's a joke, but I'm just saying, I've converted a lot of people to track and field via my show. Race Take on YouTube. A lot of the material you see on there now, you'll see like old shows. That's because none of the new shows can stay on there.
No.
Literally. So can I tell them this part right here?
Yeah.
I got shadow banned. Okay. Now I'm explaining to y'all what happened. I got shadow banned on Twitter during the Olympics. I had over 25,000 people per show live. Now here's the thing. 25,000 does not sound like a lot, but it doesn't sound like a lot if you're thinking about football, basketball, stuff like that. If you're talking about track, 25,000 live, I just damn near got 99% of the whole track world watching me. And the problem that causes is nobody can make money off of it. So they should be there. Yes. That's what I did. And every time they try, you're like, you want to I don't want to do that. So it's like, because they can't make money with me, they stop me from trying to make money.
He's too good for his own good. Think the Joe Rogan podcast, because they do go a long time. Just get ready for 4 hours of hilarity.
I'm sure do 8 hours long.
Yeah. So think Joe Rogan podcast mixed with First Take, and he plays Stephen A. Smith, and it's hilarious.
The whole time.
His on-screen personality is phenomenal. I pop in on occasion, just to be the token white dude.
Not
everyone, because everybody knows me. Well, although they know me as me now. Otherwise, do great things for yourself every day. Do great things for other people. That's why we are here. Have a great day. See you on the next episode.